No, they don't really talk about us. No, they don't really talk about us. I just think they never seen too much. What's love to a guy with a bag? What's heart to a guy with cash? What's pain to a guy that's mad? Said. What's broke to a guy with a mask? What's broke to
Today, it's Madden NFL football. It's week 2 of the NFL on EA Sports.
Two teams here fresh off week 1 victories. Who can keep it going as we're underway on EA Sports? And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
Carr now on first down. And incomplete to open things up.
So much for the best laid plans and best designed plays. That was good coverage along the sidelines. No place for that one to get in there. It sails incomplete.
Now left side on the swing pass. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
Good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
And he'll be out of bounds at the 25-yard line. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down.
There's an example of good situational football being played by a defense. They understood what the 3rd down play was, the down and distance, and made sure that they didn't get anywhere near that, bringing up 4th down.
Yeah, they were sniffing out that marker, didn't want to let him get close to there, and now a likely 3 and out to start.
Yeah, I love the way they rallied to the football and got to him and made sure he didn't give up much run after catch.
On the ground, this is Derrick Henry. They're working across midfield inside the 45. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
On first down, Henry with a little bit of running room. Nice gain. He'll get about 6 yards there. The numbers on the ground for Henry last week. 17 carries, 72 yards.
And well liked by his teammates. In fact, I got on good authority, even though I'm not an investigative reporter, that in their team meeting this week, the offensive line stood up and said,
and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
There's a lot of discussion in the offseason about him having a big year and getting to the quarterback. They held him without a sack in week 1, but how about here? Finally gets his first one of the season.
In the offseason, said he changed his diet, leaner, feels so good this year. Excited to see what type of a season he can have. He's got a man. That's caught. Left sideline. That was no 3rd and 2. That was 3rd and 16, but they get the conversion anyway. On first down, Whitlock flushed out right. That is caught inside the 5. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. From 21 yards away. And the Steelers have taken a first-quarter lead. Heck of a start to his season. He had 2 touchdowns in the opener last week, another one here in week 2.
Well, I don't want to call him a touchdown machine this early, but sometimes you get locked in, and you feel good about things. You get into that zone, and those touchdowns come in bunches. He may be off to that kind of a start.
It's like he was shot out of a cannon. I would imagine success this early, great momentum going forward for the rest of the year.
He keeps this up, they'll soon be chanting MVP anytime he touches the ball.
And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Cost him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The Vikings taking the field here for their second drive of the game. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Mike Evans, the one he was looking for. And it's 3rd and short. Now the first carry for Dalvin Cook. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
And Brandon, you know that expression? He just does what he does? It sounds trite, doesn't it? But in this case, it's perfectly apt. This is one of the better runners in the NFL. And all he does is just find avenues, find ways to pick up key first downs and big runs.
The numbers a week ago for Cook. 12 carries, 91 yards, and a touchdown.
Well, they set a nice tone in week 1. He's among the leading rushers in the league. I think that they continue to feed him the football and continue to establish the running game so they can get the play action and throw the ball deep later on. I'm not sure it made a difference on that play, but one thing to keep in mind, here in the early part of the year during a day game, the sun does play a factor on deep balls.
3rd down, Dalvin Cook. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on 4th. On is the punter Hawk as he gets this one away. Taking it about the 16. A 41-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their second offensive possession. Now they'll be looking to duplicate the efforts of drive number 1 that resulted in 7 points in the 7-zip lead.
Well, you know how much I enjoy horse racing, right? Looks like they caught a flyer out of the gate, as they would say when you run in the big-time races. It means they get out to a fast start. They're setting the pace, making the other team chase now.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Whitlock. That'll be taken in there by James Washington. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Derrick Henry. And he'll be brought down at the 50 after a gain of about 5.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 34-yard line.
I don't care who you put on him, he's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe needs some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
And now this throw complete to Washington. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a first down.
On the move to his left. And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Hunter Henry. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Steelers find a way to stretch their lead. They scored the most points of anyone on opening weekend, and now first quarter touchdown here.
And while there's no guarantee that all the points they scored in opening weekend are going to hold up and be the average all year long, they're certainly starting to set that type of a pace. And what you do with that is you put in the heads of all of your opponents, we've got to really be ready on defense because these guys know how to put the ball in the end zone.
You think they can keep piling on the points like this?
I think they can if they're prepared to adjust and adapt because they won't see the same defenses week in and week out.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Do it big! Let's go! 16-yard line.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
14. Vikings, nothing.
Now Cook, he's got it off the draw. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. Shotgun now for Carr. And that is incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down.
This offense has definitely been slow getting out of the gate. It's almost like they missed their wake-up call for this one. No points on their first 2 possessions, and now it's looking like none on this one either.
And he'll take it just outside the 40. A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt. And the Steeler offense, they're set up nicely as they take over. A first down carry for Henry. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Eluding the pressure right. He's going to launch it for Washington. And this is caught inside the 5. And finally out of bounds inside the 5 at the 4. They scored touchdowns on drives 1 and 2, and now they're trying to make it a perfect 3 for 3 to start. Got his man. It's caught for a Steelers touchdown. James Washington, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Steelers are going to add on to their lead. So simple math here in the first half. They've had 3 drives offensively, and they have scored every time, and they've got the lead.
Well, whenever we talk about adjustments, we usually talk about an offense making adjustments, right? This is all about the defense. They've got to figure out some way, somehow to slow them down. Do they blitz a little bit more? Do they play more zone coverage? Right now, they don't know where to go because they're hitting them in every direction. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Minnesota now ready for their next possession. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half. Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Carr. Complete. Jefferson the target. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. 13 yards as they've got the connection working. His 2nd catch in a row. 1st down. Working from the gun. It's Carr. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. And that's one of those plays where it's hard to keep 2 eyes on the football when you know the contact's coming, let alone getting 2 hands around it, hugging it to your body, and absorbing the hit, even for those big tight ends who you would think could absorb that contact. And he'll take it inside the 40 to the 39-yard line. They'll get only 3 there, so it leaves them with a 3rd and 7 ahead. If they want a first, they need to get the football to the 32 here on 3rd down. Trying to lay one up deep. The Steeler defense locked in, forcing an upcoming 4th down. They've had multiple opportunities on offense and still haven't scored any points. Felt like they wanted to loosen things up, throw it downfield, and see if maybe they could get a big play and a quick strike. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt. An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position. The throw right side is complete here on the first play of the drive. And he's dropped just shy of the 25 at the 24. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a 1st down. From the gun, Whitlock. Flush to his right.
that's complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Big yardage after the catch. That one winds up going for 36.
I don't think there's anyone who could possibly doubt how fast he could run on the open field. But if there were, he silenced those thoughts there.
First down and much more for Henry. And he'll be taken down at the 26. And between the last two plays, they've moved it over half the length of the football field.
Muscle damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns. But guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
On 1st and 10, Whitlock escaping the pressure right. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Now he's having a nice little first half here, partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the second quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
Boswell good with the extra point. And a rout is on here in this first half. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
This will make it into the end zone. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25.
Mike Evans and the rest of the offensive unit heading back out there now. Hasn't had his best day to this point here in the second quarter, and they're losing. You got to think, though, that also means that maybe the defense doing a good job on it. There's 2 sides to that coin.
I would agree, so you have to give them credit, but that means you've got to find a way to beat that defense.
And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down.
They're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in this second week of the regular season. And that's going to be incomplete.
Well, as we get ready for 3rd down, let's go back and recap here. The sack on the first play of this drive, that threw a wrench in what they were trying to accomplish because they were compelled to throw the ball on 2nd down. A running play was not in the works. And that incompletion set up another passing down here on 3rd and long.
Here's Matt Hawk now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Taken right around the 44.
So a good punt there, but a very strong 14-yard return.
And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. Derrick Henry trots back out there and gets ready to go. He's over 40 yards here in the second quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable, and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here, because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
And now he's looking just to add to his totals. Throwing on 1st down. Whitlock flushed out right. Got an open man. It's Washington. That catch good for only a couple. Cool under pressure right there, escaping the pocket and finding what I think was not his primary target.
And some of these guys are just so comfortable getting outside of the pocket that they'll do it on purpose. Doesn't even need.
And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. James Washington with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Scoring summary, 3-play drive, and it ends with a Pittsburgh touchdown. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
Taken in at the 3. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20.
At their own 19-yard line.
The Vikings ready to go again on offense. And in a spot like this, still more than a minute, I think if you put something on the board before halftime, that would go a long way towards helping them get back into the game.
There actually is something to the psychology of the game at times, isn't there? How much better would they feel running into the locker room, as you noted, with something on the board in a positive fashion? You're exactly right. It's a great opportunity to get that done.
And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number one. Carr again here on 2nd and 10. And the hook up here to Allen Robinson. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. And this is going to be incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's 4th down.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
It's a 41-yard punt, but just a net of 31 following the run back. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. They are clicking on all cylinders. They seem to be just scoring at will right now, and that's why they've opened up this big lead.
You know, we always talk about getting into the zone, and all athletes are seeking that, aren't they? Where everything is working for them, every move they make works, it clicks, and they are on point right now.
Yeah, they are in that zone that you're talking about. On 1st down, Whitlock eluding the pressure right. He's going to fire one, corner of the end zone. Got his man, it's caught for a Steelers touchdown. A big play there. On his way to a monster game, 3 first-half touchdowns. And this Steelers offense is running away with this one.
That score that they just gave up there, that's a tough one for their defense to swallow because they've had a tough time through the first 2 quarters. They really were determined to get a stop there, unable to do so. That makes their comeback hopes that much more difficult.
Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. A lane opens here. He's past the 30.
At their own 33-yard line.
And we shift to spotlighting Mike Evans. A chance maybe here for them to get him more involved. They're down here on the scoreboard, and he's been very quiet.
And the silence has been deafening for his team. They don't need that at all. They need fireworks. They need explosive plays. They need him touching the football in any way possible. Maybe go to some jet sweeps. Anything to get him going.
Yeah, something to get him the ball. We'll see if they can do it. To throw again on 2nd down. Carr. Going for Evans, but that pass is intercepted. Picked off by Mike Hilton. So good field position for the Steelers as they come up 1st and 10 at the 45. Operating from the gun. Whitlock flush to his right. And he's going to keep it here. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. Able to find a lot of empty space there. Picking up the 1st down and a 21-yard gain. So even though it's 1st down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. From the right hash and call it an even 50 yards. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. An abbreviated halftime show as we get rolling to quarter 3. So time for the 2nd half as the Steelers have the lead, and they will also be receiving the football here to start the 3rd quarter. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the 2nd half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the 2nd half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. He's going to look deep down the field. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. This home crowd, they're happy with that call.
I like the way you said happy there, right? The so-called good guys didn't get a call. They feel like it's been that way all afternoon. You feeling it?
And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. A 12-yard touchdown run. And the Steelers offense, they continue to pour it on. Boswell for the extra point.
The touchdown was scored by the runner, but the offensive line, they feel like it's theirs. They blocked that one up perfectly, allowed him easy access to the end zone.
Vikings, nothing. Chris Boswell to kick off.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. Taken in at the 3. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19.
First and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. What a difference a week makes. Last week he hit on over 80% of his passes. This week he's down under 50%. What do you see as the difference?
Well, I think we're used to seeing a drop. If someone's over 80%, they're not going to hold that number, not in this league. But a drop under 50%, that just tells me that the defense has spent a lot of extra time on game films and came up with a really good plan to try and chip away at his timing.
Here's Matt Hawk now as he's on to punt for Minnesota. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. This is fielded at the 27. That'll go as a 46-yard punt with a return of 7. And out will come the offense as they take over. So here are the Steelers to take over on offense. They were victorious over the Chargers last week, and now they work with a lead again here as they come up 1st and 10. Now a throw right side taken in here to start this drive.
You gotta love it, man.
Into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. James Washington, 66 yards. And this offense is running away with this one. I think it's fair to say there's nothing that gets a crowd to its feet quite like a big play, and that was something special there. Boy, was he moving.
And sometimes you see big plays develop on a route like this, a slant route. And the object, very simple. Get the ball to your receiver in stride. This one was right on the money. He didn't miss a beat. And then it's off to the races, and there he goes.
And he'll be out of bounds here, a yard shy of the 25 at the 24.
Their own 24-yard line.
And now out comes Minnesota. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. They run it again with Cook, and they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. The 3rd down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling. This is intercepted. It's Devin Bush, the linebacker, who picks it. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Steeler touchdown. This D wanted to put it away before we even get to the 4th quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. Taking it about the 1. And he's able to get it across the 20 to the 25-yard line.
Their own 25-yard line.
A chance for us again to look at this Pittsburgh defense. Now Carr to try again after the pick six. He gets this one into the hands of Dalvin Cook. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. And after getting tackled, he's still down and looking very slow to get up. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Carr now on first down. And this one caught along the sideline, but they say already out of bounds. And the throw didn't give him a chance to turn it upfield, and that brings up second down. On second down, Cook. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's third down.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They get a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. That'll be complete to Cook. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a fourth down.
How about that strategy there, Brandon? Third down. They just said, we've got faith in our tacklers. We'll give you the short stuff, and just decided to protect the sticks. So every time I hear fans telling me tackling's not a part of the game anymore, plays like that, I can clip and save and show them you have to tackle well if you want to be a good defense.
Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. And last time the formula was pretty simple. One play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right in your playbook, one play drive's exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was real easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
And we'll see if it's that easy here. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
First and 10 at the 30
from the gun. Whitlock escaping the pressure right. He'll run it. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
Partner, it's often the man coverage is easier for a quarterback to run against. You get your receivers going downfield. Those guys are staying with them, and oftentimes they have their back to the quarterback, which opens up a lot of space and room, and they don't even know that he's taken off with it. What a big-time pickup on that play. That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A gain there of 21 yards. Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up first and 10. 10th carry now for Derrick Henry. Directly over him. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Derrick Henry with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And this offense continues to pour it on. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. The bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
Chris Boswell, the kickoff for Pittsburgh.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. Fielded just outside the goal line. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
23-yard line.
Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working and call more of that.
On second down now, it's Cook. And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down, then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
And Robinson with a big catch. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. 3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Vikings nothing.
On 1st and 10, here's Carr. Over the middle to Smith. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Airing this one out for Evans. It's caught inside the 25. 39 yards there, a big one.
At this stage, there's nothing left to do but to keep firing. And if you're a play caller, you may go off your sheet and use some things maybe you hadn't planned to in this game. Maybe that was one of them there that worked.
Here's a first down throw that's complete. 3 yards the gain there, second down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Give him 3 on the play, and they're going to face a third down.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. The linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
Another pass attempt, another incompletion, and they're just a little over 100 yards passing here in this game, so defensively, a pretty good job.
Definitely, because they were never really able to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, so a lot of credit to the defensive game plan, and especially the execution.
Well, it's a Pyrrhic victory at best, but Charles, no team wants to get shut out, so it's hard to blame them for taking the 3 there.
You can't blame them one bit. It hasn't been the best performance, that's for darn sure. But there is something to be said for fighting to avoid the goose egg, and they're at least trying to finish out strong.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. That's always puzzled me a little bit.
Now a nice throw here, right side. He hauls it in. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. A big play there. 52 yards as his guys continue to pour it on. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So a 75-yard scoring drive on just 3 plays. And it ends with the Steelers finding the end zone. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles. And the Steeler pressured too much here. He's going down. Chase Young. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
throws incomplete. He's maybe lucky it wasn't a fumble as he got hit as he threw it. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Operating from the gun, Carr. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. 3rd and 19, no problem, as they're able to convert. Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the 4th, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage, and you bring your safeties back. They can pick up anything that leaks through. But in the meantime, upfield, you're making plays on the football.
Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Carr setting up the screen for Cook. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
This one brought in by Jefferson. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down.
Boy, how good has this defense been seemingly all game long?
I really think right from the first snap, I think you're really onto something there. In this passing game, it just can't get off the ground. And that play, it wound up losing yardage.
It's a return of 5 following a punt of 42 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. We've got a lopsided game here. I don't know, Charles, what does the handbook say that we discuss when we've got a game like this in the 4th quarter?
Hold on a second. Let me thumb to the proper page on that. You know what it says?
What?
Let's discuss how we got here. This is a dominant performance, where they took control of this game, how they've managed to keep control of this game, and then we go ahead and think about how we're going to leave here and get to the airport. In a lopsided blowout, the roads are usually open.
They'll roll him out right. Now on the run, he'll throw it back deep over the... It's caught inside the 25. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So that one a hold right guard.
And you understand why offensive and defensive linemen probably go to martial arts schools and work on their hands so often, because that can be the make or break difference on a play. This time he had to grab a jersey in order to make the play happen. Got caught for the penalty.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
I know he was trying to get the completion downfield, but the way this game has gone, with a few of the runs he's made along the way, he should have kept the ball and taken it with his feet.
He's got a man complete. And he will have a Steelers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Boy, a nice play there as they wind up converting on 3rd and 15. The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. From the gun, Whitlock. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Give him 30 yards there. That one looks like he'll throw here. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Looking like they're well on their way to a 2-0 start. All smiles right now on that sideline, isn't it?
As well there should.
Oh, and now they're going to fake it. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Partner, that type of a lead, and they're going to fake it from the 15 to try and pick up a 2-point play instead of kicking it through the posts. Come on, man. Put that in mothballs. Come on. Come on. Don't do that.
Put that in mothballs.
Yeah, preserve that for it. That's an ancient relic, faking it. I can understand you want to rub it in a little. You fake it when you snapped it from the 3. But from the 15, mothball that bad boy, just like my grandmother had.
Yeah,
Her attic, the stuff she used to
grandmother did the
preserve.
same. It smelled terrible. On 1st down, Carr. To the right side and complete to Jefferson. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 27-yard line.
Operating from the gun, Carr. It's caught on the right side by Robinson. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a first down. From the gun, Carr. Looking left sideline, but it's incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
Middle of the field, it's Robinson. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. The last play on the completion got them half of what they needed. Now here's a tough 3rd and 5. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And oh, it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Mike Hilton. Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything. Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but I don't have much else for you.
And the scoreboard just lopsided, and it's been ugly from the get-go. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on at 2nd down. To throw again, Whitlock. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. Now the Steelers use the second of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Going right side here, and that's complete. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout. It'll be their 3rd and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. So after the big play, look at this, all the way down at the 15 now on 1st and 10. This is caught, and he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, partner, when a team's up this big, this late in the game, I always wonder what's their motivation, because if it's me, I'm thinking about pulling on the reins a little bit. But for them, I don't think it's in their DNA. It's not their head coach's makeup at all. I think his opinion is, you stop us. We're not supposed to pull back ourselves.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. Short kick. One of the up middle take it now. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in a game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
Now one final throw here is incomplete, and that is how this one will come to an end. A big